Hey guys, Chef Farouj here, founder of Indulge Right Foods, on a mission to end the obesity pandemic. In this video, I'm going to share with you a recipe for, or a video recipe for a sea salt caramel chocolate truffle, or caramel sea salt chocolate truffles. It's very easy, very simple. Again, you need only a couple ingredients. I'm simplifying it as much as I can for you. And also, I want to focus or showcase the versatility of the sauce. While it's a caramel sauce, but there's multiple uses for it. And I'm gonna help you have delicious treats, if you would, to satisfy your sugar cravings without the guilt. So for this one, I already got started some in here because I want to make sure it boiled. You will need 1 jar of the caramel sauce, a 1/4 cup. I'm going to switch around to the video to the stove so you can see what's happening in there. All right, there we go. So in here I have basically a jar of the caramel sauce, a 1/4 cup of water, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sea salt. Now you could use any kind of salt you want. You could use kosher, you could use fleur de sel, whatever. You just want to bring it all together to a boil, just a quick boil. You're not reducing it. And the cat confirmed. And I also have 4 ounces of 100% bitter chocolate. I'm just going to dump that in there. So here's the key now. I don't need heat anymore. What you want to do, you let it sit and just put it on the side to allow the heat to melt the chocolate. You don't want to incorporate too much air in it. You don't want to put it back on the fire. I'm just keeping it here warm. Once that's done, pretty much we're done with our first phase. And you'll see, once it's not hard anymore, as you press on the blocks, you could just blend it. For now, I'm just going to let it sit for another few seconds. I'm going to come back to you in here. So the one very important key in here, it's going to be, once we're done with this, once we mix it, you have to refrigerate it overnight. I know you could wait a bit longer. So we want to do that so that it's nice and creamy, smooth, the flavors blend, but also it's hard enough or pliable enough for you to scoop and form into truffles. All right. It's going to have a very velvety texture to it. It might be a bit softer than the classic truffles, because we're not going to add butter to it, so it won't harden as much. We're just taking advantage of the cream and the sugar and those flavors that are already in the sauce. All right. So as you can see in here, I'm gonna switch around again. Lower that. Very high tech, I know. As you can see in here, we're just basically done at this point. That's all. Everything is melting. We'll just give it a nice stir until it's all nice and emulsified. And then you transfer it, or you could keep it in the pot if you want. It doesn't matter. As you can see, it's coming all together, and it's becoming a little thicker. And that's all you need. Again, we have vanilla, we have the cream, we've got all the flavors, you got the sugar in there, or the sugar substitute. You don't need to add anything else except the cream. Now, except the chocolate. See, it came together. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to whip it too much. You don't want to mix it too much. That goes on the side. Like I said, just let it cool off for overnight. Next step, very simple. And one more thing you're going to need is a tiny little scoop. I have a scoop. You could do larger ones if you want. You could spoon it if you so choose. But I find it very handy to use a tiny little scoop like this. And the texture of the product will be more or less about this. And all you gotta do is just scoop it up. And I'm using some Dutch processed cocoa powder. And just pop it there. So can you see here? Yep. Again, scoop it up. Pop it there. I have some hot water that I'm dipping the scoop there. And then, that's it. That's all you gotta do. And then you could just shake it. You could put it in a bowl if you so choose. I'm not making much, so I'm just gonna use my fingers. And then you're set. That's all you gotta do. You could put it back in the fridge for a few minutes so that it hardens back again. Other than that, you're good to go. Now, can you enrobe it in tempered chocolate? You sure can. If you want to take that step and do it, you absolutely can. Just melt some chocolate and enrobe it, put it aside, let it put it in the fridge again for a few minutes, maybe under a minute, and then it's ready to go. So that's all there is to it. 4 ingredients. You need cocoa powder, 100% bitter chocolate, a jar of caramel sauce, and some salt. That's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or email me. I don't know where you'll see this video, on social media or on any of my pages, but comment below, tag us Indulge Right Foods, and I will make sure I reply to any questions you might have, or comments, or anything. If you need to know, and feel free to share it. You could get the jars from our website at www.indulgeright.com, and we'll ship it to you in a couple days. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy, stay safe. Happy holidays. Bye.